Unlock a world of convenience with ThorBolt. This smart doorknob is more than just a keyless entry, it's your new security best friend. With lightning fast fingerprint recognition, keypad, and key access, you're in control. Plus, it automatically locks for added peace of mind. A sleek design, easy installation, and long-lasting durability makes ThorBolt the perfect upgrade for your home. Now take a look at the packaging. Packaging does look very nice, and as you can see here, I do have two different models of what is essentially the same smart doorknob. We have the ThorBolt M1 as well as the ThorBolt MD1, and as you can see, they are very similar in design and functionality. The only difference here is that the MD1 does add the functionality of a fingerprint reader, so you can easily access your room in 0.2 seconds with that lightning fast fingerprint sensor just by using your finger without having to memorize any codes. Now that aside, this smart doorknob does have all the features I look for in a smart door lock, including anti-peeping functionality, which makes it so you can have, for example, a 4-digit code, 1234, but before and after the number, you can put random numbers in case somebody happens to be looking over trying to memorize your code so they can come back later. You can type in 05734 1234 07824, and then that way they're gonna be like, wait, that code is really long, I'm never gonna remember that, even though your code is that little piece right in the middle. Now, other than that, it also does support up to 100 fingerprints if you have the MD1, as well as up to 100 passcodes on either one of these models. The battery will last you up to 1 year of battery life on the MD1 and up to 2 years of battery life on the M1, because obviously the fingerprint sensor is going to use up some power. So that's great, so you won't be locked out. And if you happen to be locked out, you always have a backup metal key even if the battery happens to die. And in the off chance you don't have the metal key and the battery happens to die, you can plug a power bank in for some external power, so you can end up using the fingerprint or passcode to enter your door, so you won't be locked out. So first things first, let's take a look at the MD1. This is the one with the fingerprint sensor. Inside the box, we of course have a template in case you need to make a hole for the doorknob, as well as a user manual and installation guide. Everything is packaged very securely inside the foam, and as you can see, everything is separated and looks very nice. We of course do have our metal strike plate along with a plastic piece to go inside the wall. All the screws needed for installation. 2 metal backup keys, and these are actually very cool, and this is the first time I've seen a key this slim. It doesn't take up that much space. Very nice. Then of course we have the ThorLock MD1 fingerprint smart doorknob, and this has a very nice design. Nice matte black finish, very soft and smooth to the touch. As you can see, we of course have our latch assembly as well, and this is pretty much exactly what it's going to look like once you have the door right here in the middle. Very nice. Everything does feel very strong, very smooth when you turn the doorknob, and as you can see, this is how it works exactly. When you turn it, it opens the door. Now if we take a look here on the front, we do have a keypad with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0, enter. Very nice, and it will light up in case you happen to be in the dark. Over here on the top, we do have an LED indicator light as well as the fingerprint reader, which is a perfect size for my thumb. And then of course down here on the bottom, we do have a rubber flap that once opened up reveals a USB Type-C charging port that you can easily use to plug in a power bank in case the batteries happen to die and you need to access your room. All in all, a very simple, straightforward, and very nice design. But then don't forget, we also do have the ThorBolt M1, which doesn't have a fingerprint reader, and just in case you're not a huge fan of those. Of course, we have the same user manual and template, same accessories and keys, and basically the same design and look as far as the door lock goes without the fingerprint reader up here on top. As you can see, we just have the LED indicator. We have the same exact keypad, same USB-C port down here on the bottom for a power bank, and same high quality design. Now, if we take a look at both of them side by side, you can see they both look virtually identical except for the fingerprint reader and the LED light surrounding it. Both the exact same size, same look, same feel, just one with and one without a fingerprint reader. So with all that being said, this looks like it's going to be a very simple and straightforward installation process, so let's go get this installed in my door. So now it's time for the installation process, and assuming you already have a hole in your door because you're replacing a standard doorknob that you already have in your home, you're simply going to need just a Phillips head screwdriver in order to get the job done, and it shouldn't take more than 5 to 10 minutes. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure the door is open because you don't want to lock yourself out during the installation process. We're going to install our strike plate as well as our latch. I already have a strike plate for my previous doorknob, so I'm just going to leave that one installed because it's a lot easier. We're going to take the latch assembly and we're going to stick it inside of the hole that we have in the door, just like so. And we're going to use 2 of these screws to secure it. 1 and 2, just like that, nice and secured. As you can see, it's going all the way from end to end inside of the hole. That's how you know it's the right size, otherwise you will have to adjust it to fit the door. But as you can see, everything is nice and solid. Next, we're going to install the exterior assembly. We're going to make sure the LED light is facing upward. If you happen to have the MD1 model with the fingerprint sensor, it's also going to be facing upward. We're going to feed these 2 rods through the sides of the latch, as well as this middle piece, and as you can see, it does say up, so make sure it's facing the right direction. We're also going to make sure this wire is going underneath of the latch. So we're going to take the wire, feed it underneath, put this in the middle, and feed the rest. And as you can see, everything fits in perfectly, just like a puzzle piece. Next, we're gonna take our interior assembly and make sure to remove the screw on the bottom so we can reveal the battery compartment. We're gonna take our wire and connect it to the wire that we fed through the door. Just like so, it only goes one way and snaps into place. As you can see on the inside, we do have a reset button as well as an up indicator, so this is gonna be the correct orientation. We're gonna tuck the wire inside of the door, making sure we don't pinch it, and we're gonna place this rod right here on the middle of the interior assembly. Just like so. Next, we're gonna take the 2 screws we removed when we disconnected everything and get them reconnected. We're gonna feed one in the right side, one in the left side, and screw them into place. Just like so. Make sure you get it nice and secured, but don't over tighten it. Of course, now before we go any further, we're gonna make sure that the doorknob is working. As you can see, it turns without an issue. So next up, we're gonna take 4 AA batteries, get them situated. We just heard a beep because we do have power. We're gonna press and hold the reset button for a few seconds until we hear a beep. Just like that. So now we reset the lock. We're gonna grab the little screw that we disconnected from the interior assembly earlier, place the interior assembly back in place, and put the screw back in the bottom. Just like that, and now everything is nice and secured. So as you can see, the installation process was very simple and straightforward. It took all of 5 minutes to get everything installed, and we're ready to go to get this thing set up to our liking. Now, of course, one more time before we actually shut the door, we're gonna make sure we test it out to make sure the outside assembly is working properly. The default admin code is 010203, enter. And then it unlocks and it allows us to unlock the door. Very simple and straightforward, and the light up keypad was very nice. I also do really like the LED light around the fingerprint sensor. It lights up white, blue, and red, and also the indicator light lights up as well. Very cool. Now, if you don't have the fingerprint sensor version, it's the same exact thing as far as the keypad goes, just without the fingerprint sensor. All right, so now that we know everything is working properly, we can go ahead and close the door, and as you can see, we are locked out. Nobody can access the room, but if we type in our code, 010203, enter, it unlocks, and now we can access the room. And now as you can see, it automatically locked again, so now you can't go inside. But of course, you're not gonna be wanting to leave it with the default settings, so let's go ahead and change the passcode, add our fingerprint, and get everything set up to exactly how we want it. And of course, as a backup, we're gonna go down here, remove this rubber flap, use this metal key and make sure it's working as well. So we just stick it inside, turn it, and the door unlocks just like so, and then it's once again locked, so the metal key is a great backup. So now in order to change the admin code from the default one so nobody else will know what it is, we're gonna make a 4 to 8 digit code, and it's a very simple process. We're gonna press enter, enter our old code, 010203, press enter, press 0, press enter, and now we're gonna type in our new admin code. We'll do 1234, press enter, we're gonna do it again, 1234, press enter, long beep confirms it, so now we have a brand new admin code. So we can type it in, 1234, enter. It unlocks the door, very nice. And of course now our old admin code, 010203, enter, does not work, so we're locked out and we can't change any settings. So now if you want to add a user code for somebody else to have access to the room, we're gonna press enter, type in our admin code, which is 1234, press enter, press 1, press enter. Now we're gonna type in the new code. So we'll do 0078, enter, 0078, enter, long beep. We have our new code. So now the new person can type in their code whenever they want access, 0078, enter, it unlocks, and now they have access to the room. But now let's say they wanna change their admin code because they're like, yo, that code is old news. I want a new code because somebody else figured out what it is. So we're gonna press enter, our admin code, 1234, enter, press 2, enter. We're gonna type in the code that we wanna change, 0078, enter. Now we're gonna type in our new code. We'll do 1590, enter, 1590, enter. And now that old code doesn't exist anymore and the new code took its place. So 0078, enter, does not work, but 1590, enter, does let you get access. But now let's say maybe you gave the code to your significant other and now they're no longer in the picture and you don't want them to have access to this room. So to delete that code, we're gonna press enter, type in our admin code, 1234, enter, press number 7, enter. We're gonna type in the code we wanna delete, 1590, enter, long beep, and now that code no longer exists. 1590, enter, and they can't get in the room anymore. Now, if you happen to have the MD1 fingerprint model, of course you want to use the fingerprint sensor. So to add a fingerprint, we're going to press enter, type in our admin code, 1, 2, 3, 4, enter, press number 3, enter, and now we're going to put our fingerprint on it because it's lit up blue. We're going to keep moving it around, doing it a few times, different angles. After 6 times, it saved our fingerprint. So now in 0.2 seconds, it unlocks the door with our fingerprint and you don't need to worry about a code. But now let's say you want to delete a fingerprint for any reason. Now the problem with this is you do have to have the person's finger that you're trying to delete off of here so you can delete it unless you delete every fingerprint. So if you happen to have their cooperation, you can simply delete a single fingerprint by pressing enter, type in your code, 1, 2, 3, 4, enter, press number 8, and then you put the finger on here that you want to delete, just like that. So now that fingerprint no longer works. But like I said, if the person isn't cooperative and you want to still remove their fingerprint, the only option is to remove every fingerprint that is here. So to do that, we're going to press enter, use our admin code, 1, 2, 3, 4, enter, press 98, enter, press 98 again, enter, long beep, and now every fingerprint no longer works. So of course that means you will have to put your fingerprint and everyone else you trust back on here again if you want them to have access with their finger. Now the same thing goes for passcodes. If you happen to want to erase everybody's passcode because maybe you let everybody who made a passcode keep their passcode secret and you want to reset it so that person can't access it anymore, we're going to press enter, type in our admin code, press enter, press 97, enter, 97, enter, long beep, erase every passcode except for the admin code. So the admin code still works and allows you to do things, but every other user code no longer works. Now, if you want to happen to clear all users, including fingerprints and passcodes, to completely pretty much reset this except for the admin code, we're going to press enter, our admin code, enter, 99, enter, 99, enter, and now all the users are completely erased and you can start from scratch. Now, of course, if you want to do a full factory reset, you can take off the interior assembly and hold down that reset button to reset everything, including the admin password. Now, one of my favorite features about this doorknob is maybe you're having a party and you want everybody to have access to this room without having to type in a code or use a fingerprint while the party's going on. So you can turn on passage mode to keep the door unlocked until you decide to turn it off. So now to turn on passage code, there's actually 2 different options here for some reason. So the first option is to press enter, type in your admin code, press enter, press 4, press enter, and now the door is unlocked and will remain unlocked until you turn it off. And to turn it off, you're actually just going to press and hold the enter button. And now the door's back to normal and locked unless you have a PIN code or a fingerprint. Now the shortcut to turn on passage mode is to enter your admin code, press enter, and then hold enter down for 5 seconds. The long beep. Now the door will remain unlocked until you decide to hold down the enter button again for 5 seconds. And then the door will once again lock. Now, as far as privacy goes, my favorite feature is the Anti-Peep function. So remember, our passcode is 1, 2, 3, 4, but we can type in random numbers, then our admin code or your passcode, and then other random numbers, and then enter. And as you can see, it still unlocks the door, but everyone who happens to be looking at you entering the code is like, yo, that's a really long code that I'm never gonna remember, so I'm not even gonna try. They won't know that you only have 4 digits for your actual passcode. Now, as far as locking the door goes, it does have an auto lock function. So as you can see, the door is locked. We unlock it, it's open. After 5 seconds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the door locked, and now you can't go inside. So it's very nice that you don't have to remember to lock it manually. But of course, if you want to lock the door manually, you do have the option of just pressing the enter button, and the door instantly locks when you press it. Now, maybe you're not a fan of all the beeps that happen when you press buttons and the door unlocks, so you can actually turn on silent mode pretty easily. You can press enter, type in your admin code, press enter, press number 6, press enter, and now as you can see, no matter what you do, it's extremely silent and no sounds are made. Very, very cool if you don't like the beeps. And now, I don't know if you were paying attention, but the fingerprint sensor is extremely fast. It's supposed to be 0.2 seconds, and look at that. Unlocked, let's lock it. Unlocked, lock it, unlocked. Look at that, very fast, very accurate, works every single time, extremely fluid. So as you can see, whether you go with the fingerprint option or just the keypad option, the ThorLock is very, very nice. The assembly process took all of 5 minutes to get installed with a simple Phillips head screwdriver with no knowledge needed in how to install or set up anything. Now, what I'm really liking about this lock is pretty much everything. First of all, the design is very nice, very smooth, nice soft touch design. The buttons are very tactile and easy to use, and they light up very brightly, so you can see them perfectly fine even if you happen to have the lights off. Now, the fingerprint sensor, like I said, very fast and fluid and accurate, works every single time without fail, and is very straightforward and to the point. Like seriously, you're walking to your room, oh, let's go inside, do it and turn it. Very simple, just like that, one swift motion. Now, as far as setting up all the features of the smart lock, I do like that there's no app involved and you don't have to fumble around with it. Everything is easily accessible and easy to set up with the keypad itself. Just a few simple button presses and everything is set up and erased with ease. The build quality, very solid and outstanding, and it just looks so nice. I love the design, very simple. All in all, the ThorBolt is a very elegantly designed, easy to install and set up smart door lock that's not only beautiful, but also functions very well.